Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, I've used a zigzag rectangles from Lawn Fawn, and I have the December 24 Monster Love Pop at least, and a scripty background stamp from Hero Arts, as well as the stencil from Simon Says Stamp, which I used in a previous video. So I have already die cut and put together my little monster. so he's all off to the side there. He is the cutest thing. There is another monster in that set and it is just adorable. So I have candied apple and picked raspberry distress oxide inks. I used these, I think, on the previous video, depending what order these videos are going in. And I do, which is probably why the stencil's still inky, but I do like the oxides, especially when you're working on a different color cardstock or a different, like a non-specialty cardstock, because it is just very forgiving. So I have a pink piece of cardstock. It was in my stash. I think it's a Tonic Studios one, but it's got a bit of texture. It's like one of their classic cardstocks, but I cannot remember the color. But it's kind of a bubblegummy pink kind of color. And then I just blended with some blending brushes over the stencil and onto the background of the zigzag piece. So once I've done that, super simple. Got a little bit of a blend in the middle because you just want the two colors to kind of come together. And if you're using colors that are sort of near each other on the color wheel, color chart, they will blend nicely together. And you won't land up with mud, unless mud is what you're going for, of course. So this is the Hero Arts scripty background stamp. This is, I think, literally the second time I'm using it. So I was trying to work out which way was actually the right way up, so at least I don't put the thing upside down. I mean, that'd be useful. And I'm using some distress ink in Picket Fence. So Picket Fence is a white, it's almost like a pigment, so it's kind of like the oxide ink-ish, but it's just white. And so I've inked up and I'm taking my panel to the stamp. So this is a nice, easy, this is an old trick from years and years ago, where you put your stamp down facing up and then you pop your cardstock onto it, and then you have this cool background. So that worked better than my previous card because there's some color in the background, so the white pigment ink shows up. If you use a darker color cardstock or like a craft color cardstock, I think that will show up really, really nicely. And you can do a similar thing with your oxides, but obviously bear in mind your oxides are going to be specific colors. So if you want that white kind of scripty or stamped, doesn't have to be script, but text over the background, then that's a nice way to do that. So now that we've got the background sorted, we're going to add some double-sided tape to the back of this, and I'm going to stick it to a white card base. And this is, I mean, the card's very, very simple. I don't do anything complicated on this channel, but this is a very simple little card. And the card base, I actually just had one in my stash. And this piece of cardstock, once it cut the zigzag piece out, it actually just fit on there pretty well. Yes, there's a bit more white at the top and the bottom, probably because it's, well, obviously because it's taller than it is wider, but it's quoting the obvious. But I think it must have been a leftover from another card that I'd cut out, and so it was narrower than a normal A2 size card, which is what I normally make. So for my little guy, I thought it was easier to put him and the heart and the sentiment together and then pop them on the card base. And so and that's what I'm just trying to figure out here. Now the reason, just in case anybody asks, the reason the heart has like a flat bottom is because the set that this comes in actually has a sort of pop-up 3D little box, I guess you'd call it. And the idea with the flat bottom heart is that you can then layer it into one of these sections. So it's kind of like, for those who know about this, it's kind of like the platform pop-up from Lawn Fawn. It's that sort of idea, but it's not. And it's the same sort of idea. I've said that twice. It's the same sort of idea, and it's but it's a littler one, so it's quite sweet actually. It's really tiny. And so that's why the heart is a flat bottom, so that when you're trying to put it into the box mechanism, it will sit flush. So for the sentiment and the little monster, I love that thing. I am just using some foam dots and leftover pieces of foam to pop this up then against the heart. So the heart is stuck flat to the background, and then this little guy is going to be stuck on there with the heart sort of looking like it's behind, so you won't see the flat bottom is what I'm trying to say. And getting that somewhat straight, and then there you have it. That is our little card. How simple was that? So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you give this sort of layered backgrounds a go. I don't know if you've ever tried it before, and I hope that you have a lovely Valentine's love themed month, which is coming up. And yeah, have a great day, guys. Bye for now.